Deep in the northern stretch of South America, where sunlight filters through towering emerald canopies and the air hums with life, lies the Amazon jungle, a world so ancient and vast that even today, much of it remains untouched by human footsteps. The story begins with Aria, a young biologist from Brazil who had spent her entire life fascinated by the mysteries of the rainforest. Since childhood, she had heard legends from her grandmother, stories of giant trees older than cities, of rivers that flowed like silver serpents, and of hidden tribes who protected ancient secrets. Now, as an adult, Aria had finally received permission to lead her own expedition into an unexplored region of the Amazon known simply as the Green Shadow. Aria traveled with a small team: Diego, a skilled local guide, Samir, a wildlife photographer, and Lena, a botanist. From the moment they stepped into the dense foliage, the jungle seemed to breathe around them. Leaves whispered with every gust, and the calls of unseen creatures echoed like distant chants. The Amazon wasn't just a forest, it was a living cathedral of nature. Their first days were filled with wonder. Samir photographed brilliant macaws flashing red and blue across the sky. Lena discovered glowing mushrooms that lit up the forest floor like tiny lanterns. And Diego pointed out ancient medicinal plants used by tribes for centuries. But as they moved deeper, the jungle changed. The paths grew thicker, the air heavier. Strange markings appeared on trees, symbols carved by unknown hands. On the fourth night, while the group camped by a quiet stream, Aria heard rhythmic drumming far in the distance. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't animals. It was human. The next morning, they followed the sound. The deeper they went, the more the forest closed around them. Vines hung low like warning fingers. Birds went silent. Even the river seemed to slow. Suddenly Diego signaled for them to stop. Standing across a clearing were members of an uncontacted tribe, their bodies painted in stripes of ochre and charcoal, their eyes steady and calm. No one spoke. The tribe's leader, an older man with feathers braided into his hair, stepped forward and placed his hand on a nearby tree trunk. Aria understood. This was not a threat. It was a message. The leader led them to a sacred place, a massive tree so wide it took all four explorers joining hands to wrap around it. Yara, the mother tree, Diego whispered. The tribe believed this tree protected the surrounding rainforest, its roots carrying the heartbeat of the jungle. But there was danger. Illegal loggers had entered nearby land. Trees were falling, animals disappearing. The mother tree was weakening. Aria promised the tribe she would help. For the next days, the team documented everything: the tribe's warning, the location of the illegal cutting, the endangered animals in the area. They knew the world needed to see the truth. But the loggers discovered their presence. One evening, as the team returned to camp, engines roared. Men with chainsaws approached. Samir quickly hid the camera's memory cards in a hollow log while Aria and Diego tried to talk. The tribe appeared silently out of the forest, surrounding the area like shadows. Faced with the tribe's unity and the explorers standing with them, the loggers panicked and fled. The mother tree had been defended, but not saved yet. When Aria and her team returned to the city and released their footage, the world reacted. Conservation groups, governments, and environmental activists rallied. Protecting the Green Shadow became a global mission. Months later, Aria returned to the Amazon. The tribe welcomed her with painted hands and warm smiles. The mother tree stood tall, its leaves shimmering under the golden sun. Aria placed her palm against its trunk and closed her eyes. She could feel it, the heartbeat of the Amazon. Slow, ancient, powerful. The jungle had survived another threat, and its story continued to grow, just like the roots of the mother tree spreading beneath the earth.